So people keep asking me where the Northwind videos are. So since I haven't made a Northwind video for the last 2 months, where are all the Northwind videos? But clearly I'm not actually missing because I've been uploading other games for the last 2 months. So why not Northwind? Well, the answer is I stopped. But why did you stop, CandyPower? That's a very good question. Now, YouTube does not typically have the longest memory span, so I would direct your attention to my 3-episode long admin abuse playlist where essentially the admins made up a bunch of fancy rules that they didn't write down and nobody could read, and then they enforced them. And then I made a video exposing the admin. Then the admin sent me a response. I debunked his entire response in a couple of minutes. Then they sent me higher up the chain of command, and I got to the head admin, where I found out that the rules were intentionally written to be able to ban players who have done nothing wrong. And that's the current rules, by the way. That's not the old rules that I reacted to in my first video, as they were the current rules at that time. And then after that, of course, they literally had a mayor candidate who on his post, his official Discord post, said he was going to add gambling, which is against Roblox's experience guidelines and age recommendations. Of course, he never added a casino because he never campaigned promises, but that was still incredibly sketchy to watch the admins promote this guy and give him a special role on the Discord when it was so open about it. But anyways, with the admin abuse still completely unresolved, their rules even more vague and ambiguous than ever, they just refuse to put the rules in the game. Instead, they gotta have it on a third-party platform, which half the people who play the game are never even gonna open anyways. You know, with all of that, I'm surprised people even asked this question. Now, that wasn't actually the reason I left. The main reason I left was actually due to a Northwind update they made. Now, essentially, for Halloween, they added a Wendigo to their game. Now, you may ask, what is a Wendigo? That's a very good question. Now, the Wendigo in the game was just a monster that would go around, running around with, like, special fog and stuff, and he'd make weird noises and get shot at a bunch. Yeah, it wasn't anything crazy, but then, of course, you could get his head for a hat in Northwind. You could also make claws out of his hands, which may seem a little brutal until you understand the backstory of what a Wendigo is supposed to be. Now, everyone who watches this might think, oh, it's just a generic monster. Sounds pretty normal. Nothing special about it. Now, the funny thing about a Wendigo is the Wendigo is actually a monster that real natives in real life on the real American continent actually tell stories about. And I'm gonna fill you guys in with like the cheap version of the lore that does not go into a year-long explanation, but essentially, Wendigo, people eat cannibals, people are cannibals, they eat other humans, and then they become starving forever, and they murder other people, and that's their only goal in life. Yeah, that sounds like a real fun child experience. So essentially, the Wendigo, at best, is a cannibalistic spirit, and at worst, is literal witchcraft. Why? Why couldn't you have gone with some generic monster that just never had to do any of this stuff? You could have made anything. But anyways, so they decided to add a cannibal spirit to their 13+ game. Obviously, if it's a spirit and its first name is not holy, why would I want to do that? But you might ask, well, CandyPower, isn't the Wendigo update gone now? Isn't there no more cannibal in the game? Funny thing about that is, during this event, people could actually kill the Wendigo, and you would get different rewards from it. You could buy rewards from the shop with Robux. But wait a minute, those rewards aren't gone, are they? No, the rewards are still there. So hold on a second, you mean to say that the actual Wendigo monster was removed, but the Wendigo's still in the game via his claws and his head and like a zillion other things? So in other words, even though they claim the Wendigo's gone, he's not really gone. And I'd like to remind you that during this event, he was the front page thing on this Northwind game. Why would I want to be in a game where the front page thing is cannibalistic native spirit? So when God says, "Be ye holy," why would I play a game with an unholy spirit in it? It makes no sense. I would highly recommend that if you don't understand why this is such a big deal, then go look into the not so child-friendly nor human-friendly origins of the cannibalistic native spirit known as the Wendigo. It doesn't make sense to me. I think a bigger question is, how are other people still playing Northwind? Like, I mean, for atheists, they don't really care about spirits, they just don't believe in any of that. They don't have any commandments not to fellowship with dark spirits, but for anybody else, that's what confuses me, is when there's thousands of other games there, why dwell on this one? But anyways, so after years of trying to ban me, once successfully and once unsuccessfully, mainly because we got like 7,000 views on videos exposing them. After all of that, they then had an update with no real Christian knowing the facts would ever do. Why are people asking the question of why did he leave Northwind? But rather, the question of why did everybody else stay on Northwind is a better one. Oh, but CandyPower, Northwind is now super popular and it's amazing now. You should come back so you can get more views. Is it not pretty clear that I don't leave because of views? Because if I wanted views, God can just give me as many views as he wants to give me. But why would I trade doing what God says to do, the God who can give me infinite views, for a couple views on a Northwind video? I am super confused. That the logic does not make sense here. And I don't think they understand how many other games I played before I played Northwind. Essentially, I'd been playing Door Kickers and Wooden Battles, Ravenfield, a long time before I ever came to Northwind. And then when I came to Northwind, everyone gets mad, oh, he's leaving the game that actively betrayed him twice, which he then exposed, and then Northwind proceeded to change absolutely nothing about their rules whatsoever. Come on, guys, let's have some common sense here. Northwind didn't want me there anyways. But CandyPower, what are you gonna do now if you're not gonna make Northwind videos? I mean, you've been making Northwind videos for the last 2 years. Well, one, I've started making higher quality videos simply because I can now. I don't have to make Northwind combat videos anymore. I've been making much higher quality movie-esque videos. In the future, I hope to make better quality videos that are maybe less of them, but just like videos people actually want to watch. Even if they don't like the game necessarily, they still like the videos. So at the end of the day, it's not any amount of players in the game that I play that gave me the views. God can just give me views whenever he wants. He did it once and he can do it again and again and again. So I'm not gonna trust no demonic, cannibalistic native spirit to give me the views, man. That's not how this works. A lot of people want to see this as me leaving Northwind, but at the end of the day, I think a more accurate metaphor might be Northwind leaving me, because I made a lot of videos on Northwind, especially when there was like nobody else making Northwind videos. They all quit or just didn't make videos. I got that lazy YouTuber upload schedule, but still more videos than like the entire community. That was probably one of the biggest things holding Northwind together at the time, when everybody else was saying, guys, Northwind is dead. I mean, I guess that's where God wanted me to be at the time, but we're moving into a much cooler, not so much trying to ban me movie era of making video games, not making videos. So if you do want to see cooler videos, let me know. If you have any ideas for other videos, let me know. If you have any questions about like why, because this video is just me ranting and putting my thoughts together with excessive thinking and editing in between. That's why you see all the cuts. So if you have questions, hopefully I can answer them in the comments. I will see you guys later. Goodbye.